Incendius, the Elemental Lord, Bigglesworth, the Cat, and other WoW EU realm names that are not as badass. And the most exciting news is that the WoW Classic LFG add-on is not making it into the live game. All of this and more coming up in WoW Classic news. Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. My name is Tibi, and today we are covering a bunch of super exciting news about WoW Classic. There have been a bunch of servers added, both EU and NA, and the most exciting blue post I have ever read that has come out of an official Blizzard employee is that the WoW Classic LFG add-on, which was super controversial, is not going to be making it to the live game. So without any further ado, let's take a look at all of this right now. Alright, so we have quite a list of exciting news for WoW Classic. Now recently a blue post came out addressing the Classic WoW server status. Seems like Blizzard underestimated the number of people interested in playing vanilla, which meant that the servers they made available a few weeks back got really full really fast. Now remember the absolute golden nugget J. Allen Brack spit out back in 2013 about WoW Classic servers?
Have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
Well, as it turns out, people really do. Like, they really do. So much so, in fact, that a bunch of NA and EU servers are filled to the brim with characters being created over the server's capacity by a large margin. Now, Blizzard kept trying to tell us for the past few days that whoever created characters on the full servers, especially the ones where streamers are going to play, that they should seriously consider choosing a new realm, otherwise they won't be held accountable for you taking 5 days off work, trying to log in and start grinding the living daylight out of the game, just to be greeted by a 10 to 15k login queue, getting angry, depressed, basically going through all the 7 steps of grief, only to finally accept the fact that your own stupidity prevents you from playing, when you decided that you want to play on a server where you can and will harass your favorite streamer. Now, the already overpopulated servers are as follows. Now, this is going to be for the NA server, so the full ones are Fairlina, PvP Eastern, Mankrik, Normal Eastern, Bagel, Normal Eastern, Herod, PvP Eastern, Thalnos, PvP Eastern, and Whitemane PvP Pacific. Now, if we take a look at the high server populations, we have Adiesh, Normal Pacific, Misriel, Normal Pacific, Fairbanks PvP Pacific, and Stalag PvP Eastern. Now, I would say that a safe bet is to stay away even from the currently high server pop, because I'm absolutely convinced that by the time Classic launches, these will be full as well. My recommendation would be to go with the medium population servers, or to just wait and create new characters on the servers that are going to be made available on Monday. So in an effort to remedy the situation, a blue post has came out recently announcing 4 new realms for the NA. The post details good news about character creation limits as well, and the post looks something like this. So we are getting 4 new servers for the NA realms, which is Incendius, a PvP server on the Eastern time zone, Bigglesworth, awesome name, PvP on the Pacific, Old Blanchy, Normal Pacific, and Westfall, again, Normal Eastern. So the normal ones are the PvE servers, PvP is PvP. Also, as I mentioned, some good news about character creation limits. It says that August 26, we will remove the limitation on only creating a total of 3 WoW Classic characters per WoW account. Thereafter, players will be able to create up to 10 characters per Classic realm for a total of 50 characters across all classic realms per WoW account, which is absolutely amazing. From what I understand, this will not affect the number of characters you have on retail WoW. They also said that at this time all realms that have a full or high population tags are expected to experience extended queues. We urge players on realms marked full or high to plan to play on one of these new realms to avoid the longest queues and to help spread the player population as evenly as possible and provide the best play experience for everyone, which is solid advice. Now, moving across the pond, we have the EU servers, which are experiencing the exact same issues. Now, let's have a look at the servers and their current status. So for the English realms, we have Shazra PvP, which is absolutely full. That's where I created my characters a few days ago. Then we have Gehennas, I think I'm pronouncing that right, PvP, which is full. Golomak PvP, again full, and then Pyrewood Village, which is a PvE server, also full. We do have Mirage Raceway PvE, which is high, and then Firemaw PvP, which is high, and I'm pretty sure that by the time WoW Classic actually launches, these two will be full as well. So I personally will just wait for the 5 new servers to launch come Tuesday, and I will be creating new characters there, and hopefully I'll be able to log in. Moving on to German servers, we have Lucifron PvP, which is full, and then Everlook, which is PvE, again full. They still have 2 servers, and maybe the German population is a lot smaller, so I don't think they will have that much of a bad time over there. Moving on to French servers, we have Solfron, which is full, PvP server, and Aberdeen, medium, normal, so I'm not exactly sure what will happen over here. And lastly, we have the Russian servers, which are these 2 servers, not exactly sure which is which. I think the first one is Chromie, and then the second one, I kind of forgot the name, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, the first one is Chromie. Now, with that being said, the new servers that are going to be opening up for the EU realms are as follows. So we have Flamelash PvP, English. Actually, these are all English. Gandling PvP, Mograine PvP, and Razorgore PvP. And lastly, we have Netherguard Keep, which is a PvE server. So I'm kind of hopeful with these servers, given the fact that they're going to launch on the 26th. I really hope that I'm going to be able to make at least 1 character, also get the name that I want, and hopefully I'll be able to log in and play without too much difficulty. I don't know, here's to hoping. Now, after seeing all of this, I still think that these servers won't be nearly enough to provide a smooth experience, not by a long shot. I'm guessing that at least 90% of the current retail player base will want to log in and play for a few hours, get a feel of the game, look around, and, with that being said, I presume we'd need even more than retail servers can currently offer capacity-wise, because we need to take into consideration the huge amount of people that are returning specifically for WoW Classic. The ones that are playing on private servers right now will most likely port over. A good chunk of people will just return for the nostalgia, even if they aren't playing WoW at the moment. So the 20 NA and 21 EU servers in total that will be at our disposal will definitely struggle. I'm fully expecting huge queues and server lag. Usually when a new WoW launch happens, I take at least a day or 2 off work. But with so many warnings from Blizzard, I'm fully aware that the launch will not be smooth, so I won't even bother trying to log in. I'd say in the first 12 hours from the Classic launch. I think ballparking it, that's a fair assumption. In other news, for anyone who didn't get a chance to watch yet, I'd highly encourage them to go and check out the 2 episodes of the WoW Classic with Creators series. Now, just take a look at any recent video from the official World of Warcraft YouTube channel and see what the like to dislike ratio those videos have. Then look at the 2 episodes of the WoW Classic with Creators. Like, it's astonishing what a huge difference there is between them. How the Classic community is so passionate and welcoming towards actually good content, showcasing the OG creators of the game, where their passion and enthusiasm really cuts through the video. The stories they share, the passion with which they talk about their dearest project really emphasized what made WoW what it is today. The core values and the system they deployed at the game's inception was really spot on. Like, they nailed it from the beginning and really started going downhill after that. So naturally, everyone is excited to go back to their roots. You know, as the word on the street goes,
"We're going home, boys."
Alright, and with that being said, I saved the best for last. Now, this might be one of the greatest blue posts ever made in WoW's history. Ever. Now, as I was making this video, alerts were going off like crazy back at the Vector headquarters. Okay. Rumors of an epic blue post appearing in the wild has just surfaced. Now, this is a very rare occurrence, especially since it may be about Blizzard's staff actually listening to the outcries of the player base and might actually be on our side for once, instead of the typical "you think you do, but you don't," right? So after a few minutes, I confirmed that the post was real. They really did it. So the classic LFG add-on will not work. Yes, you heard me right, it will not work. Now, this is what Blizzard had to say about their stance on the add-on and others like it. We've been closely following the community discussion around this add-on for WoW Classic, as well as analyzing it to make sure we understand how it works. After careful examination, we believe the nature of Classic LFG is incompatible with our social design for Classic. Thus, in an upcoming patch, in the weeks following launch, we will be adding restrictions to the Classic add-on API that will significantly limit this add-on and others like it. In line with what we shared at BlizzCon last year, we intend to be very careful about allowing add-on functionality that might undermine aspects of the social dynamics that are core to the Classic experience, even in cases like this where it's clear that the add-on author had no ill intent and was simply trying to provide a service to the Classic community. Ultimately, if a streamlined group finding system was something we considered compatible with Classic, we would have kept the modern pre-made group finder tool rather than choosing to remove it from Classic Client. It's difficult to articulate a clear-cut rule for exactly when an add-on crosses the line. However, when an add-on goes beyond presenting information or providing aesthetic customization and attempts to create an interconnected social network that relies on other players also using the same add-on, we are likely to scrutinize it particularly closely. I do believe that a huge part of WoW Classic's charm comes from the social aspect of the game, from the fact that you need to spam, trade chat or world chat or whatever just to get a tank or to get DPS, to get healers, and that's a great way of meeting people, of making new connections, new friends, and it really enforces the social aspect the vanilla version of the game had to offer. And I think most people that are going back to vanilla are really chasing after that sensation, after that thrill. It really brings back a bunch of memories for a lot of people, and having something like the LFG add-on would completely negate that. You could bring up the argument that, how does this affect each and every player? If you want, you use it. If you don't, you don't. I don't think that's a fair assumption because, having this tool at your disposal would ultimately further your progression, make your progression easier, and then if someone doesn't use this, then they would be at a certain disadvantage compared to you. So then everybody would start using it and the game would just lose that social feeling, that, that strong server community bond. And I'm really happy that they will just be banning this add-on and it will never see the light of day. So that's totally fine by me. But yeah, these are kind of all the news. Really good times ahead. Alright, so that about wraps it up for today. We had a lot of exciting news. All the servers being added, and especially with the LFG add-on not making it into the live game, at least not after a few days, is super good news. Now, before signing off, I do want to ask you guys the question, what do you think the Classic WoW launch is going to look like? Are you expecting a 10 to 15k logging queue? Are you expecting a smooth launch, or just like any other time, the launch is going to be a fiasco? I personally think that I will not be able to log in the first 12 hours, even if I select another server that has been recently added or that will be added on Tuesday for me because I'm from the EU. But yeah, what do you guys think? How do you think that this is going to go down? With that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out a lot. Until next time, prepare your food, prepare your drinks, and let's get to grinding. Bye for now.